At some point in your life, you were taught a simple equation: higher salary equals better life. No one questioned it. No one challenged it. It sounded logical. And you believed it. Because when money was tight, a salary felt like safety. It felt like escape. It felt like proof that you mattered. But here's what no one tells you. A salary doesn't just pay you, it conditions you. Quietly, slowly, and permanently if you're not careful. This is the salary trap. And most people fall into it while celebrating their success. In the beginning, the salary feels like freedom. Your first big paycheck hits your account, and for the first time, life feels lighter. You can breathe. Bills are paid, you upgrade small things, you stop checking prices so closely. You tell yourself, now I'm secure. But what you don't realize is this: security has a psychological cost, and that cost is choice. Here's how the trap actually starts. Not with greed, not with ego, but with relief. Relief that you don't have to struggle anymore. And relief makes you relax. You stop thinking aggressively about growth. You stop imagining alternatives. You stop preparing escape routes. Because why would you? Things are finally fine. And that's when the trap tightens. Your lifestyle slowly rises to match your income. Not because you're careless, because it feels reasonable. A better house, a better phone, a better standard of living. Nothing extreme, just enough that going backwards starts to feel terrifying. This is called lifestyle anchoring. Your brain now believes this level of income is your survival baseline. Anything below it feels like danger. And danger triggers fear. Fear doesn't scream. Fear whispers. It says things like, don't take risks now. Be grateful. At least you're lucky. Other people have it worse. And those whispers slowly change your behavior. You stop challenging bad leadership. You stop speaking honestly in meetings. You stop pushing boundaries. Not because you're weak, because your nervous system is protecting income. This is where people get confused. They think the salary trap is about money. It's not. It's about dependency. The moment your entire life depends on one source of income, you stop being free. Watch what happens next. You notice problems at work, politics, favoritism, micromanagement, disrespect. But you don't react. You tolerate. You normalize things that once felt unacceptable, because now leaving isn't just leaving a job. It's risking your rent, your family obligations, your social status, your identity. So you stay, and staying slowly reshapes who you are. This is the part people never admit. A high salary can make you obedient. You don't rebel. You don't experiment. You don't question the system. You optimize survival instead of growth. And that's exactly what organizations want. Not passion, not brilliance, predictability. Let's talk about identity, because this is where the trap becomes dangerous. Over time, you stop saying, I work as, and start saying, I am. Your job title becomes your personality. Your salary becomes your self-worth. You measure success in numbers, not meaning. And the higher the number, the harder it becomes to imagine walking away. People on the outside look at you and think they've made it, but internally you feel stuck, unmotivated, restless, emotionally tired, yet you keep going because quitting now feels irresponsible. So you convince yourself, this is adulthood, this is how life works. But deep down, you know something is wrong. Here's a painful truth. Most people don't stay in jobs they hate because they love money. They stay because they fear losing control. The salary trap turns fear into discipline. The most tragic part? The trap works best on intelligent people. People who plan. People who think long-term. People with responsibilities. Because they don't act impulsively. They wait. They delay. They tell themselves they'll move later. Later becomes years. Another hidden cost of the salary trap is skill stagnation. When your income feels stable, urgency disappears. You stop sharpening skills aggressively. You stop learning outside your role. You stop building independent leverage. Why would you? You're comfortable. But comfort is expensive, because when disruption comes, layoffs, restructuring, replacement, you realize something terrifying. You were paid well, but you weren't growing. This is when panic hits. Suddenly, the market feels hostile. Your confidence drops. Your options feel limited. And now you cling even harder to the salary. The trap tightens again. Let me be very clear. The salary trap does not mean earning well is bad. Money is necessary. Stability matters. But unquestioned dependency is dangerous. A salary should be a tool, not a cage. So how do people escape without blowing up their lives? Not dramatically, not emotionally, strategically. First, they separate identity from income. They stop tying self-worth to a paycheck. Second, they reduce lifestyle fragility. Not downgrade completely, but build breathing room. Third, they invest in transferable skills. Skills that don't belong to one company, one role, one boss. Fourth, they build optionality. Side income, reputation, network. Options weaken fear, and when fear weakens, clarity returns. The goal isn't to quit. The goal is freedom to quit, even if you never use it. That freedom alone changes how you walk into work, how you speak, how you negotiate, how you tolerate nonsense, because you're no longer trapped. Here's something important.
The salary trap collapses the moment you stop needing approval. Approval from bosses, from society, from LinkedIn. You stop asking, how does this look? And start asking, what does this cost me long term? That's maturity. If you're listening to this and feeling uncomfortable, good. Discomfort is awareness waking up. If you feel angry, that's recognition. And if you feel quiet, that's the truth settling in. Let me leave you with this.
A job that pays well but slowly kills curiosity, courage, and choice is expensive. Much more expensive than it looks. If this made you think differently about your career, subscribe. This channel isn't about hustle or motivation. It's about seeing the systems before they quietly decide your future. What would you do if your salary wasn't controlling your decision?